G'day folks. A few weeks ago we dived into the woke files and brought you the story of Bud Light, the once mighty beer brand that banked its future and its fortune on transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney and lost big time. Bud Light is still counting the costs of that decision. Since April, sales in Bud Light have worsened for a sixth straight week. According to industry data, in this case Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ Research, sales of America's top beer were down 24.6% for the week ending May 13 compared to a year ago, which is worse than the 23.6% dip they suffered a week earlier. And it gets worse for Anheuser-Busch, InBev's other brands too. Sales of Michelob Ultra were off almost 3% when compared to the previous year, while sales of Budweiser were down almost 10%. And here's the kicker, this is all happening in the hotter summer months. So whatever price they paid Dylan Mulvaney to appear in his channels was surely not worth it. You might think other companies would be alarmed by such drastic hits to business. Well, Target just entered the chat, landing itself in the culture war's crosshairs over its latest Pride Month collection. Part of that range included so-called tuck-friendly women's swimsuits that allowed trans women who have not had gender-affirming surgery to conceal their private parts. The Conservative Political Action Coalition, otherwise known as CPAC, leapt onto it and attacked the American retailer. In a letter that CPAC chairman Matt Schlapp sent to Target CEO Brian Cornell, Schlapp said, like Bud Light, Target has abandoned their customer base, many who are people of faith, and find these actions by Target as simply unacceptable. Must have worked because Target removed some of its merchandise from store shelves because of the backlash that it received against the products and the unacceptable threats against the safety of its workers. Workers had nothing to do with this. This was a management and business decision, and so it backed down. In a statement it said, given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the centre of the most significant confrontational behaviour. Our focus is now on moving forward with our continuing commitment to the LGBTQIA+ community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month and throughout the year. Like Anheuser-Busch, Target's share price tanked. Target lost $10 billion in 10 days following the boycott. $10 billion in 10 days. A bit over a week ago, the company's stock value was priced at $161 US a share. It closed on the weekend at under $139 a share. And although that may recover from investors looking for a bargain, that 14% drop represents roughly $10 billion US, and it gives you an idea of how uneasy investors are over all of this. Texas Senator Ted Cruz says this will send a message to the next company considering changes.
The fact that it was so concentrated and intense has, I think, certainly made a real impression on the Target executives, I hope, but also on the next executives. And you and I have talked about before, if we want to stop corporate America from going woke, we've got to change the cost-benefit analysis so that when the next executives are thinking about it, the downside of the ledger is bigger and more problematic.
You see, folks, stances only go so far. When it starts to hit that bottom line, they tend to weaken. So, I wonder, with that trend now in motion and the financial fallout very evident, which company is brave enough to go next? Thanks for watching. To support this channel, please like, share and subscribe below. See you next week.